Vihari.
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yamunatiravanachari.
Yamunatira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Sripad, Gurudev Sripad.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Sripad Gurudev Sripad
जय गुरु महाराज शिला श्रीपाद की जय, जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री श्री
Jai
गौर निताय की जय,
Jai
श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र महारानी की जय, जय जय श्री श्री राधा माधव की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
Narayanam Namaskritya
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
ततो जयमुदीरये।
Tato Jayamudiraye
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
Bhagavati Uttamasloke
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 12, Text number 16. Pasyamam nirjitam satru
Pasyamam Nirjitam Shetru
Vruknayudha bhujam mrude
Vruknayuda Bhujam Rude
Ghatamanam yatha sakti
Ghatamanam Yada Shakti
Tava prana jihirshaya.
Tava Prana Jihirshaya
Translation. Oh my enemy, just look at me. I have already been defeated. for my weapon and arm have been cut to pieces. You have already overwhelmed me, but nonetheless, with a desire to kill you, I am trying my best to fight. I am not at all morose, even under such adverse conditions. Therefore, you should give up your moroseness and continue fighting. Please repeat. Oh, my enemy,
O my enemy,
just look at me.
just look at me.
I have already been defeated,
I have already been defeated,
for my weapon and arm
for my weapon and arm
have been cut to pieces.
have been cut to pieces.
You have already overwhelmed me,
You have already overwhelmed me,
but nonetheless,
but nonetheless,
with a desire to kill you,
with a desire to kill you,
I am trying my best
I am trying my best
to fight.
to fight.
I am not at all morose,
I am not at all morose,
even under such adverse conditions.
even under such adverse conditions.
Therefore,
Therefore,
you should give up your moroseness
you should give up your moroseness
and continue fighting.
and continue fighting.
Purport by Srila Srila Prabhupada. Vritasura was so great and powerful that, in effect, he was acting as spiritual master of Indra. Although Vritasura was on the verge of defeat, he was not at all affected. He knew that he was going to be defeated by Indra, and he voluntarily accepted that. But since he was supposed to be Indra's enemy, he tried his best to kill Indra. Thus he performed his duty. One should perform his duty under all circumstances, even though one may know what the result will be. Text number 17. I think today I was given two texts, I think. Yes, two texts, 17. Pranaglahoyam Samarai Swaksho Vahanasanaha Atranagnayate Amushya Jayo Amushya Parajayaha. O my enemy, consider this battle a gambling match in which our lives are stakes. The arrows are the dice, and animals are acting as carriers, are the game board. No one can understand who will be defeated and who will be victorious. It all depends on providence. Please repeat. Oh, my enemy,
O my enemy,
consider this battle
consider this battle
a gambling match
a gambling match
in which our lives are the stakes.
in which our lives are the stakes.
The arrows are the dice,
The arrows are the dice,
and the animals acting as carriers are the game board.
and the animals acting as carriers are the game board.
No one can understand
No one can understand
who will be defeated
who will be defeated
and who will be victorious.
and who will be victorious.
It all depends on providence.
It all depends on providence.
Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Guru Maharaj Shila Shripad ki jai, Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Vritasura is giving very nice lessons. The lessons which can be related even in this modern age. So he's talking about game, game board. So this description of the world as a game, as a play, drama that we see, natak we call in Hindi. This is such a fundamental thing, but it takes a lot of introspection and blessings to understand it. So to understand that whatever I'm playing here, a role, it is not reality, period. So such realization, such understanding is the greatest blessing. And this is the greatest knowledge one can impart on other. This is the greatest knowledge that a spiritual master can impart on a disciple. This is the greatest knowledge any preacher can pass on to the practitioner. It is so central, so fundamental. This exactly is the difference between a self-realized person and a conditioned person. Irrespective of what they're doing, the self-realized person is acting as if it is a temporary play. A conditioned person is acting as if it is permanent. So if there is any knowledge that anybody can impart on another person, this is this knowledge that this world is not real, this is temporary. So that which is not permanent is not reality. Asat, it is called Asat in our Vedic terminology. Asat, it means it's like Asatya. Asatya means which is not Satya. Satya means that is permanent. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So that is eternal, that which is not eternal. Asat. So Asat could be either temporary or illusion or something that doesn't exist. So this is the greatest transition in the life of a transcendentalist, any transcendentalist, to understand that this is not reality, this is temporary. Such a understanding is a priceless gift to the gift from the spiritual master, from the guide, from the Lord, from the Vaishnavas. So therefore, they teach us theory, but so so this one, so the Vaishnavas, they teach us this temporary, but it doesn't get to our mind because asatya satya karamani. We enjoy treating permanent as temporary as permanent. We celebrate this temporary, right? We celebrate our birth as soon as we are born. There is a big celebration. And so many things. We enter into school, there is big celebration, which is also temporary. We enter college, a celebration. We enter into some job, celebration. But jatasya dhruva mrityuhu. That is a hallmark of asat. That which has a beginning, it has an end. So therefore, anything temporary we start, as soon as we start, end is already fixed. First of all, our body, as soon as we take birth, death is finalized. Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu. Dhruvam janma mritasya cha. So, but we don't remember the end, we only remember the beginning. And in the middle, this is ajnana. This is because our intelligence has been stolen by lust. Maya apahruta gnana. We all have gnana, but this is stolen by lust. Our desire to enjoy. But we don't understand that real enjoyment is in the eternal, thing. So therefore, when one start becoming serious, the spiritual master, the spiritual teacher, he starts encouraging us acting on the platform of that eternity. So therefore, we are asked to, first of all, these four regulative principles are there, which establish our position as a spirit soul and our basic foundations of spiritual practice by which we can plan our next life. We can live. So, this is the beginning. This knowledge is not very cheap knowledge that I will just don't make endeavor and it will just land upon us without any price. It is not actually a price, but because we are attached, it appears like a price. Because there is something higher that is offered, right? If we have a rotten mango, if we are offered very nice, we have a lot of famous mangoes, like Alfonso mango, ripe and very sweet and nice aroma is coming, we will immediately accept it. Only out of ignorance or addiction to something filthy, one is expected to give up a rotten mango and accept a ripe mango. So the lust is uh, so devouring. It covers the real knowledge of the living entity. So therefore, this lust covers our true taste of a ripe, excellent mango and makes us addicted to something rotten, rotten mango. And we see so many things in the society rotten, and people are addicted to rotten things. So therefore, if one is serious on the path of bhakti, if one wants to attain the Lord, if one wants to attain the transcendence, the spiritual master puts us through some practice. So when the practice comes in the picture, then comes our obedience or disobedience. Because we have not yet realized these are temporary. But before that comes our obedience, allegiance, and our shraddha towards the spiritual master, spiritual teacher. So that is a deciding point. What I will take up, what I choose. I choose my spiritual master, or I choose whatever filthy things I am habituated, addicted to. I want to continue my addiction. It is not that we have been completely banned from any activity. We are asked to take prasadam. We are asked to sing for the Lord. We are asked to do music for the Lord. We are asked to do movies for the Lord. So in this way, but we have our preference or our addiction to lower things. So as soon as we become little serious in bhakti, this obedience comes into picture. Obedience is what guides us from this asat consciousness to the sat consciousness, from the asat entertainment to sat entertainment, from asat asakti to sat asakti, from asat guru to sat guru. The asat guru is he just are interested in followers. He just want to himself become the god. So therefore he allow everything. Okay, you kill and eat meat, no problem. You drink, no problem. You marry, no problem. Everything. You don't need to give up anything. You just continue. Just be my follower. so so this way, uh, just be my follower. Even if you don't obey me, sometimes it is okay. but count. Let give your head for count. So and we like it, Asat Guru, because we have Asat Asakti. We like Asat Guru. So if we have real interest in the Sat, then we should be obedient to the Sat Guru. So even if one has a Sat Guru, it is our misfortune that we don't obey, because that is how he is clearing our path. It is how he is cutting our attachment strings to the Asat. It's cutting our strings. But we don't allow the spiritual teacher to cut those strings. We'll keep them at a safe distance. We play safe. We play safe to safeguard our asakti, because we are afraid. Oh, I have to give up this. So this is our misfortune. Even after attaining the Asat Marga, Sadguru, true Sadguru, yeah, Sadguru is will elevate our activities to the relationship of the our Sat relationship, eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. Unless we replace everything in our life with satsanga and eternal relationship with the Lord, either we do it voluntarily or Sadguru order us and we obey. These are the only two ways. There is no other way. We have to obey. If we are interested. If you are not interested, it is okay, fine. Bahunam janmanam ante ज्ञानवान माम प्रपद्यते वासुदेव सर्वमिति समात्मा सुदुर्लभः. So if we want to make this devotional path, devotional activity also as one of the entertainments for mental peace, just to have some mental peace so that I can focus on my asat entertainment, my asat endeavor. So then this is another thing. But if you are really interested in Krishna, if you are really interested in God, we must obey. By acting on that platform of Sat, we become Sat. Right? Like when we join the military, it is not very easy, One who joins military, Because the seva is very hard seva. One who becomes a military officer, military jawan, military soldier, he has to fight in sub-zero degrees or too hard conditions. So therefore, as soon as he join, he is put through this training of similar activities. So if one is really interested in this noble service of protecting the country, then one has to voluntarily accept this inconvenience of the training. He should obey. He should obey his superior. Then only he will go forward. Right? He will progress further. If he doesn't obey, then he will be rejected from that level itself and he is sent back. It will be the same. Our system is Bhuvapi Bhartru Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasanu Dasa 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 Dasa. As soon as we reject our authority, our spiritual authority, we cannot go further. Will not be allowed. Our entrance will be closed. Our access to the higher authority is only allowed only when we obey the lower authority. That is Parampara system. No jumping over. No jumping over like, from one branch to another branch. Just I find some nice fruit there. So I am this branch and jump to another branch. Or jump over to some big another tree. So this is not allowed. So we have to obey. We have to ask how I can obey this. Our general tendency is that we would like to express why I am not following this. We have many reasons to explain why I am not following. I have very nice reason, a solid reason, and undeniable reason in my own calculation why I am not doing. That is not Pariprashna. Pariprashna is asking how I can do it. So one who is in that mode, then his progress is very, very fast. So unless we accept this obedience, this world will remain very, very real for us. And spirituality will remain spiritual realities will remain a what you call some dream or some unreal, at the most some doubt. At the most we will stop at the doubt platform. And one who is doubtful, he will neither be happy here nor there, nor here nor there, in this life or the next life. So therefore we should change our question to, we should make this habit, how I can execute this, how I can follow this. That is the beginning of transforming, spiritual transformation. Spiritual transformation to accepting the eternal reality as true reality. This is the transformation, spiritual transformation. There is our part also. We cannot deny our part, because it is not just the trainer, it is also the trainee. Trainee also has to be enthusiastic. If the trainee is not enthusiastic, trainer will lose enthusiasm. So therefore we will remain where we are. So therefore enthusiasm is very, very important. And association like great personalities like Vritasura, you see, Tulayamala Vena api na swargam na punarbhavam Bhagavat Sangi Sangatsya Martyanam Kimutasishaha. This moment of this particular moment that Indra is experiencing of Vritasura, it cannot be compared with anything that he has and he will have in his entire tenure in the material existence. This is called observing. He is becoming the witness of the consciousness of a pure devotee. What a consciousness! We will see in later slokas how Indra become exclaimed that what a consciousness! It strucks. So this is what we have to observe. We have to observe the consciousness of a pure devotee. That's why when we observe, that will move us. That will move us. That is a magic of consciousness. By observing the consciousness, you'll be uh, will be inflicted with the same consciousness. So therefore, we are advised to give up the association of the materially obsessed people, because when we observe their consciousness, then we are also uh, become affected. We also feel the material happiness that may arise from that same act. So therefore, we get excited too. But similarly, if we observe the consciousness of a pure devotee, like this, even for a moment, that will introduce to the Tad Brahma Sukham Anantam, the eternal happiness, unlimited happiness, and that will encourage us to give up everything else. So here Indra is having such a moment here. This moment that Indra is having with Vritasura cannot be compared with anything in these three worlds. Here is giving the ultimate knowledge practically on the battlefield of life, death. At the point of death, he is giving, like Krishna is giving this Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield. But what Vritasura is giving even further, even more profound, because he is giving it his own example. Because Krishna is not going to die and he can teach whatever he likes. Arjuna may think, because you are not body, Krishna, you are powerful, you can teach all these things. But not easy for me, who is body and who has to die. But here Utasura is he himself is going to die. He already lost his one hand. And see what he is displaying. What kind of consciousness he is displaying. And that he is not on the bodily platform. Because it is not he is not this body. It is and his mind is somewhere else, not in this, obsessed with this body. He's obsessed with something else, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he's teaching practically, he's saying, just look at me, I have already been defeated. Indra, you see, right? Who would like to be defeated in this material world? Right? Who would like to be defeated? We don't like to be defeated even for our ultimate benefit, right? By accepting our defeat in the hands of Vaishnavas, right? Then we'll get ultimate benefit, eternal benefit. But still we cannot accept the defeat. We want to win or compete. But he is very happy to be defeated for the pleasure of Krishna. for the pleasure of the Lord, because Lord has already said, He already has made this arrangement of how to kill Vritasura. So therefore, he is only thinking about how to bring the arrangement of the Lord to reality, which means my defeat. This is called bhakti. How to bring the desire of my spiritual master into reality, even it implies that I am defeated, even if it implies that I am not in the limelight. This is bhakti. What here Vritasura is displaying, that he is already saying, I am already defeated. You see, my hand is cut and my weapon is broken into pieces. And you see, I am already overwhelmed. And he is giving so much encouragement to the enemy, so-called enemy. He's calling him as an enemy, but actually he is not. In reality, he is not thinking he's an enemy. He's an arrangement. Indra is a blessing for him to defeat the material existence by being defeated, apparently. This is knowledge. So the defeat in the hands of the Vaishnavas is the defeat which we use to defeat the material existence. And he's giving that you have already overwhelmed me. He's encouraging. Right? Generally, what happens when the enemy is down and completely overwhelm him? But here he is saying, I am overwhelmed. You already see. But nonetheless, because this is arrangement, I have to kill you. So I am trying my best. And it is sure you are going to win. Let us fight. So, and ultimately, what he's saying, I am not at all morose. This is the moment. This is the moment for Indra of the spiritual experience. His hand has been cut. He's going to be defeated. He's going to die. But he's not morose. What a consciousness. How is this possible? How anybody can accept any defeat at all? How anybody can encourage the enemy? How one can encourage enemy to kill him? And at the same time, he's not morose. Sometimes, even if we accept defeat, it is like some kind of, okay, I have no other way other than to accept. Or with morose, in future I will see. So, but here you see, he's not at all morose to being defeated, even under such adverse conditions. This is the moment of, this is the moment that Lord has arranged for Indra, so that he learn. Through this fight, Krishna has arranged for this association of Vritasura to Indra. It's such a powerful association, is a practical demonstration of Sat and Asat, treating this Asat as Asat, this temporary as temporary. The sign that we are treating temporary as temporary is that we will not be morose. Right? If we ask to give up something, we immediately become morose. So that is a sign that I am completely Asat Sangi, so much morose.
Hare Krishna. It seems there is a network issue from Maharaj's side. Maharaj will be back. Please be online.
Hare Krishna. So,
Krishna.
the conclusion I was saying is that see the magnanimity of a Vaishnava. The magnanimity comes from this higher understanding, higher platform. Yasya deva para bhakti yatha deva tata guru tasya kadita hi adya prakashante mahatmana. See, Indra is already a king of demigods, but he's seeing these wonderful qualities in the devotee, even though that excel the demigods. the qualities of all the gods, demigods, is only a beginning, but Vaishnava, his magnanimity is far excellent from the demigods, which even enchants the demigods. The king of demigod Indra we will see in the coming slokas. So such an experience Indra has got, his arrangement of the Lord, blessing of the Lord on both of them. Indra to have such an experience. So this is the true association. Association is to have such glimpse into the mind of the pure devotee, glimpse into the consciousness of the pure devotee, which energizes, which attracts, which pulls our attraction from this matter to the spirit, from asat to the sat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaji, Dandavat Pranam. Yeah, it was very nice and absorbing class by His Holiness Bhaktiswarup Respect Maharaj. Yeah, now we can go for the question answer session. If anyone is having any question, they can raise the hand. Okay. Or Balramji and Goel Maharajji have any questions? First of all, go for Balramji's question. Balramji, please.
Hare Krishna, Maharaji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, I have this question. It seems that when one is conscious, he can get the amaratva, the immortality, because one is not attached to the body. Then once gets attached to the body, someone, then he loses his consciousness, and that means if one is conscious, he will not die, so he can get immortality. So is that the path that one can get immortality, or immortal or constant association with Lord?
Immortality is not whether you are in this body or not.
Yeah, from the
Immortality is the status of your status quo. You may be in the association of the Lord, you may be even in the body of here. It is what is you are associated with, what is you are conscious about. If you are conscious about that asat, then you are conditioned. If you are conscious about the sat, Govinda, Krishna, if you are Krishna conscious, you are liberated. So liberation is always in the full consciousness. So, and in full freedom, full choice made in full freedom and full consciousness. That is liberation. Liberation is not something that is obtained at the time of death. You see, Vritasura has already attained liberation. Do you think he's getting liberation only at the time of death? As soon as he heard Lord has made this arrangement, he knew that he is already liberated. To die by the arrangement of the Lord for the pleasure of the Lord, which means he is already chosen. Of course, he is liberated even before, but he is confident at that time. So liberation is not something detaching soul from the body. Liberation is not switching the body. Liberation is switching the consciousness. That switch is in our hands. And Sri Guru is the connection. So with connection to the Sri Guru, we have to switch on. We have to connect to Sri Guru and then switch on. Otherwise, if you don't connect to Sri Guru, it will be like a switch which is not connected to the power. So, though it is connected, the switch is still in our hands. We have to turn it on ourselves. So, liberation has nothing to do with living body and inside the body. Liberation is a state of our consciousness.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaji.
Yes, thank you, Maharaji. I have one more question.
Yeah, please be short.
Yeah, it is short. So, Maharaj, as you said, if something has start, it has an end. So, how do we explain that in case of initiation?
Initiation is not the beginning of our relationship with Krishna. Therefore, it is not end of the relationship with Krishna. Our relationship with Krishna is eternal. So for us it appears initiation, beginning, because we have forgotten. So therefore, it is not the beginning. Initiation is not the beginning of our relationship with Krishna. Initiation is only beginning of the revival of our relationship with Krishna. And when the relationship is established, revival is over.
Mm. Yes, Maharaji. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Very technical questions. Tricky questions. You put us in a lot of difficulty, Balram Prabhuji. You try to catch us.
Go ahead, Maharaji, please.
Hare Krishna.
He had a lot of experience of Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna. You have already attained Vrindavan. What else you need?
My, what a beautiful, beautiful presentation today. Your thought absorption, everything. One thing comes to my mind regarding because it's sadhakas, what stops us or what stagnates our progress to that absolute focus you are discussing, of becoming a pure devotee. Especially, pure devotee is not a singular position. Because we follow pure devotees, that's our path. And those who are following, they are all potentially pure devotees, isn't it? So,
Yes,
the gold medal is for everyone. So there is no deprivation on our path. And the point which you made about the yogis. The highlight in my expression when you said that liberation is not in detaching the soul from the body, but attaching to the absolute. That can be accomplished anywhere. So my question is, how because apparently we are sadhakas, and how to capture this absolute mindset and the attitude where we don't see that anybody is depriving me or undermining me. Rather, all of us are for the gold medal, and nobody's going to be getting anything less. So there's no question of competing out or smarting out someone or to be better. Everybody, if somebody is ahead of me, he's also going for the gold medal, and he will make sure that I will also get. So following is the most wonderful thing. Is it so much? How to? My question is how to have that mindset pure? Because is it in the lacking in the sadhaka that is not hankering enough to become a pure devotee and allowing other motives to come in? And apparently, we all agree that we are going for becoming a pure devotee. Then and why not see others also similarly like that?
Definitely, Maharajji. Krishna has given us all the facilities. It is only our lack of seriousness. We are not serious. That is required for attaining the absolute. Absolute is not very cheap. Absolute is not can be obtained by doing anything, by thinking anything. Absolute is absolute consciousness, and seriousness is required from the sadhaka. If the seriousness is not there from the sadhaka, nothing can be done, and only hope is the association of the devotees. Some moments like this that Vritasura is or Indra is experiencing with Vritasura. So in that such special moments, one may be moved. So the only hope is the association of the devotees, association of the pure devotee. And even in that association also, the switch is in our hand. We have to turn it on. Free will, we cannot rule out the role of the free will in our progress, because sadhana is all about making choices. So we can give all necessary facilities. Ultimately, it is the practitioner who has to make the choice. If he doesn't make the choice, there is no... Like here, Indra has a very good chance to make nice choice from now onwards. But what choice he makes? So, Lord, out of compassion, is giving us unlimited chances, unlimited chances to switch on our seriousness. So, enthusiasm and seriousness, these are very, very important. Being enthusiastic about spiritual thing, being excited. If one is not excited about spiritual progress, so nothing can be done. If one is not interested, if interest is not there, nothing can be done. You can take the horse up to the water. If the horse doesn't want to drink, nobody can help. Same situation here also, but it is so foolish to become like we have the water and so close. If you don't drink, it is there is no other word than describing ourselves being foolish, and we want to remain foolish. So the role of free will cannot be ruled out, and the Lord and the pure devotees and the Vaishnavas, they are doing their part. Yeah, but by Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, by somehow or other, if you engage daily hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and render some service, whatever way, by with whatever shortcomings, but still if we just continue doing the seva, this transformation will come. But how fast it is, how fast it is depends on how fast we make choices, whatever we have discussed today. Because those situations come on a daily basis to make a choice, to like Vritasura here is to attain this consciousness of Vritasura. We have opportunity on a daily basis, isn't it not? Don't we have a choice on a daily basis? Because whatever we are suffering, the disease is there every day. It is not that sometimes comes all of a sudden. That disease is there on a daily basis. So therefore, we are making choices on a daily basis, and that means we have choice on a daily basis to switch to higher consciousness, right? If we are suffering with some polluted consciousness, we have the opportunity on a daily basis to upgrade ourselves. So therefore, if you do Nityam Bhagavat Seva, every day there is a reminder, every day there is a reminder, every day there is a reminder. And depending on how fortunate we are or how unfortunate we are, the number of days when we will make a switch will change. And we can blame no one but myself. Janiya Suniya Vishakhayanu. So Janiya Suniya Vishakhayanu. Our Vaishnava Acharyas have put our situation in a very nice way, that Janiya Suniya Vishakhayanu. Knowingly drinking poison, who can help? And somebody is going to catch your hand, we are saying, oh, don't touch my hand. This is our situation. Stay at a distance. Who are you? So this is called aversion. Aversion to the Lord, aversion to the spiritual master, aversion to the Vaishnavas. Because they are coming on our way to drink poison. So the opportunity to switch our consciousness is available on a daily basis. Every day we have this choice. And if we can make switch as soon as possible, then we are very blessed. And everyone will be happy. All the Vaishnavas will be happy. Spiritual master will be happy. And Lord will be happy. And that switch is a switch to liberation is in our hands. That much only, Maharajji.
That means everybody is helping us only.
Everybody is helping, no, to remind us my disease and take the medicine, make the choice. But I don't want to make the choice. Knowingly, we are before coming to Krishna consciousness is okay, but after coming to Krishna consciousness, now at least we have the knowledge of everything, but we don't want to act. So we should want to act. आप कुछ ऐड कीजिए महाराज जी.
Wonderful.
Like
I think you have established on the absolute. Everything is wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Maharajji, for that nice question, and thank you, respect Maharajji.
Nice answer.
Wonderful answer.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Yes. Yeah, Nilmadha Prabhuji is having a question. Prabhuji, please.
हरे कृष्ण महाराज, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम.
धन्यवाद प्रणाम नीलमाधव प्रभु जी, बहुत दिन हो गए आपसे क्वेश्चन सुन के.
Today also I don't have question. I just want more elaboration on this. Tulayamina vela bana swargam na punadam. If you can add something more, want to hear more.
We cannot compare moment association with the pure devotee with anything in this world, including liberation. Because the so-called liberation is the liberation without switching the consciousness. Thus, therefore, they will come back. In Swarga, is a heaven. Heaven is only postponing the problem. Swargam na purarbhavam. Martyanam kimutasisha. Then what to speak about all those we human beings are endeavoring to attain for enjoyment, which are very, very short. Our life is short. So because a moments of association of pure devotee, you will get this kind of association. What Indra is having the association, the glimpse of this wonderful consciousness of Vritasura. Such an introduction to the consciousness of Vritasura. This is transforming. If Indra could take advantage, this is the opportunity for complete spiritual transformation. This one moment Indra is having with Vritasura, this one sloka is enough, more than enough for Indra to completely transform himself. That somebody is giving his life before his eyes and still encouraging for higher pleasure. What is that? That is a moment's association with the pure devotee. That will see pure devotee, such a wonderful things. Apparently, there appears to be so many difficulties, but he is so loving and compassionate and sacrificing himself for the pleasure of others. And with his love for Krishna, with his love for the Lord Govinda. So, when you have association, you will have that glimpse, and that one glimpse is enough. If you keep your field a little dry, that glimpse is enough to create forest fire. That spark will burn everything we have. So therefore, it cannot be compared with anything else, because everything else is only problematic, because they are not in the same category. We cannot compare. They should not be compared actually, but we make this mistake daily basis by comparing. If I do what is pleasing my guru, what I get. If I do something else, what I get. This mistake we are doing on a daily basis. Comparing. We compare, so therefore we make mistake. We choose the wrong thing. It is not something to be compared. Then we will not make a mistake because there is no other choice. If there is choice, we make mistake. But if you realize that the association of the pure devotee is cannot be compared, so then there is no choice, there is no chance of making mistake. But now still we are in the comparison level. So therefore we choose wrong things because they are comparable. Thoda aage piche hai bas. Thoda sa, or maybe I will be little bit delay. It only delays and 1 more year, 5 more years, or just 10 more years, just 3 more years, or I will just retire at 50. So this way we compare. We compare our ultimate fortune with our temporary fortune, and we end up choosing the temporary fortune. So that's how Srimad Bhagavatam says, don't compare. Comparing is a mistake. The next mistake is not the mistake. That is a follow-up mistake. I mean, that is a consequence of the first mistake. The first mistake is that we don't value the association of the pure devotee. So Bhagavatam is saying, give the ultimate value, ultimate attention, ultimate preference. So much so that nothing else should be an option at all. That is the meaning of Tulayamana Velapi. Tulayamana Velapi means to serve Sri Guru, to take association of Sri Guru, to get his blessing, to please him. Don't even consider anything else. Don't even take anything else into consideration. That is a mistake. You consider anything, that is a mistake. You are comparing. Don't make comparison. Don't consider anything else. So that's what Bhagavatam is saying. So if we make that as so much preference, if we accept this Bhagavatam to give value, if we give such a value, then it will completely transform us, transform our consciousness. So it is so valuable that it cannot be compared. And the mistake we all do on a daily basis is we compare with the spiritual thing with the material thing, spiritual thing with the material thing. So this is our eternal problem. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Maharaji, we do have 2 more questions. Let us make the question and answer be short. Amritaji, please.
Pranam Maharaji.
Pranam Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Pranam all Maharajas and devotees. And my question is that when we hear the type of consciousness like Britta Sur, that immediately, our consciousness are also elevated that yes, the pure devotee, the consciousness of the pure devotee should be like this. But after hearing, then we have to just switch off in this came into this material world and we have to deal so many materialistic matter also. Then how we are able to connect our consciousness to balance, the spiritual and how we are able to deal with this consciousness in this material world also.
Yeah, we have to deal, but what is your priority? That is a question mark. We have to deal. We are in the material. I have to deal with my body. I have to deal with so many things. Material, this material persons. But what is the consciousness I deal with them?
Spiritual.
Spiritual means my priority is
Krishna consciousness.
Krishna. My priority is to please Guru.
Yes,
So therefore I deal with them, but the way I deal with them, how much I deal with them is the choice I make. So if our consciousness is right, one thing is that we make right choice to deal with them in a best way. Right? For example, food is there. So we deal in a way that is pleasing to the Lord and Sri Guru. So now the food becomes spiritual. Right?
Yes.
Similarly, I deal everything else in this world in a way that pleases my spiritual master and Guru and Krishna.
Yes.
Then that interaction with that material thing will become spiritual. That is no more material.
Yes.
So
Then
Sri Guru has not asked to not interact with this material world. We are in this material world. But they want us to interact in a certain way. So the only question is that your preference? Or you have some other preference?
Then our priority should be only to please our Shri Guru.
Yes. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekaha kuru nandana. You cannot have 2 priorities in life. And Guru is Krishna himself. And if Krishna is priority, everything else is included in that. Everything will be included. It is holistic, wholesome. It is not that Krishna is my priority, then everything is lost. No. Krishna is priority. Guru Krishna are priority. So they include everything else. So they have a particular way to deal with every material situation. So when we deal in the same way, that becomes spiritual.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaji. Yeah, Maharaji. So there is a follow-up question by me regarding Mataji's question. So, in case if we are not that much aware where to put the break, I mean, to what level?
What you are not aware?
I mean, to what level we need to deal with the material people or in our daily activities?
That is there. You ask your spiritual master. It is already established thing how to do it. It is not something knowledge that is unavailable. Everything is clear in our path. Do you have any doubt in dealing with certain thing? You are not clear how to deal. Then that is how why the spiritual master is there.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, initially our Nilambar Maharaji has raised a question. Let us see Maharaji is having anything still.
हरे कृष्ण महाराज, दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम महाराज जी, बोलिए।
प्रणाम प्रणाम। तो अभी हम लोग बुत्रसर और इंद्र की कथा सब हम लोग सुन रहे, देखे कि इंद्र जो एक भोगी हिसाब से है और उन्होंने बहुत साधु लोग का संग किए। जैसे दधी जी मुनि का एक्टिविटी देखे, बुत्रासुर का एक्टिविटी देखे और उनका गुरु जो कि नारायण कवच भी दिए, हमारा विश्वरूप, उनका भी एक्टिविटी देखे सब। इतने उन्नत कार्यकलाप देखने पर भी इंद्र का चेतना परिवर्तन नहीं हो रहा है। लेकिन हमारा वैदिक शास्त्र भागवतम बता रहे लवे मात्र साधु संगे सर्व सिद्धि होय। इधर बता रहे लवे मात्र साधु संगे, लेकिन इधर कई साधु संग किया, लेकिन ये लोग का चेतना में कुछ परिवर्तन नहीं हो रहा है। तो हम लोग का कैसे विश्वास दृढ़ ये होगा, परिवर्तन होगा, इसके ऊपर आप थोड़ा बताइए।
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण। सो लव मात्र साधु संग, तो साधु संग ले तो वृत्तासुर दे रहे संग, इंद्र ले रहे संग,
जो भी है उन्होंने तो साथ में
होना संग बोलते हैं। हमारा चेतना तो वही रह गया, साथ रहने से संग हो गया, इसके बाद मैं जो चाहे करूं मेरा उद्धार हो जाएगा।
तो साथ में बैठना, साथ में बातचीत करना, ये भी तो संग है ना महाराज।
साथ में केवल साथ में बैठना संग नहीं होता है ना, इसके बाद जो आता है उसको लेना है, तभी संग होगा ना।
अच्छा,
अभी वृत्तासुर तो जय रहे संग, इंद्र उसको पहचान रहा है फिर भी नहीं ले रहा है शायद। राइट। तो हमारा भी वही स्थिति है। हम देख रहे हैं प्रभुपाद कैसे गया बाहर, कैसे पूरा लीलामृत है, पढ़ रहा है, हमको अच्छा लग रहा है। कभी कभी हमारा मूव भी होता है, वी आर मूव्ड बाय प्रभुपाद्स लाइफ, वी आर मूव्ड बाय गुरु महाराज लाइफ, बट टेकिंग संग इज, are we taking it into our heart? If we don't take that into our heart, then it is not association, no? Pure devotee is giving association, no? Pure devotee is giving association, but am I taking association? जितना बार भी बोल रहा है फिर भी मैं वही कर रहा हूं, है ना? बदल रहा हूं, चेतना बदल नहीं रहा हूं, बदलने के लिए इंटरेस्ट नहीं है। हृदय में नहीं बैठा रहे, हृदय में पहले से जो चल रहा है वही बैठाया मैंने। मेरे को जो चाहिए वही, गुरु को जो चाहिए उसका कोई प्रायोरिटी नहीं है। मेरा जो चाहिए जो फुलफिल होगा तभी मैं गुरु जो चाहते वही करूंगा। या तो ऐसे ऐसे चीजें चुनूंगा जिसमें मेरा भी पूरा हो जाए, यही हमारा चेतना। तो जो मेरा इच्छा पूरा करेगा वही गुरु की इच्छा मैं ग्रहण करूंगा। तो तब इसमें गुरु का इच्छा कहाँ हुआ, मेरा इच्छा है ना। उसका रंग दिया गुरु का इच्छा और किया जो चाहिए, अच्छा अच्छा नाम दे दिया, गुरु का मिशन, गुरु का ये वो, फाइनली किया मेरे को जो चाहिए। तो ये this is not association. Association means to accept what he is, his things. तो वृतासुर दे रहा है, उनका जो चेतना जो है इतना प्रकट किया, वो चेतना अनुभव भी हुआ अभी तो, लेकिन बाकी है टू मेक चॉइस। जब चॉइस करेंगे, when you make the choice, that is the time when you have taken the association. If you have not made the choice, association is not taken. Association तो लिया नहीं है। ठीक है महाराज जी।
Yeah, thank you.
हरे कृष्ण। Thank you all for your
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
kindness. हरे कृष्णा। और
हरे कृष्ण महाराज।
धन्यवाद to our moderator Prabhuji to allow more time, and the devotees who are still staying after 9 o'clock. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। गुरु महाराज शिला श्रीपाद की
जय।
वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Hare Krishna. Thank you one and all for joining. See you all in tomorrow's class. His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Prajapati Maharaj ki jai.